3. Hey, there it is. Boom. Okay. Welcome back to 16th episode of fucking Club Talk. The shittest thing I've ever done in my entire life. Last episode was the worst. It was the worst thing in the world.
Garbage. Trash.
Yeah, no one watched it because it was so bad.
It was
and I want
disgusting.
nobody to watch it.
Disgusting.
I threw up while looking back on it. Literally threw up. It was terrible. We did it with a bunch of kids for some reason. We thought it would be a good idea to talk to like a squeaker MC. Not a good idea. Terrible.
Talk about their experiences, and they were just like, "Oh, yeah, we do what we see everybody
We
else
spent
do."
half the time making fun of one of our guys that was sitting down on the other side of the table. It was just. That was the whole thing. Yeah, that's what it is, man. That's all it is. Right, so, obviously, joined by, today, as usual, Sexy Creed, my nickname. A lot of ladies call me that. And, who's this penguin next to me, man?
What penguin?
You, motherfucker!
There's a penguin between us? Holy fuck. Where's he at?
Introduce yourself, you
Seriously,
asshole.
where the fuck is this
Introduce
penguin,
yourself, you asshole. Alright, that's Day-Day. Everyone knows Day-Day. It's only Day-Day. Right. Starting with Alec. Who is you, man?
Alec Black, Sergeant in Arms of Wolves of Liberty.
Kid.
Kid Mega. I'm a past member of Wolves of Liberty.
And this guy, I've never met before in my entire life.
WFW mental past member.
His name is Elite. His name is not Mental.
Yo.
AKA Elite Psychopath, AKA...
Yo, don't be throwing me under the bus, boys.
It's already exposed, man. It's already in here. Unholy ones tuning in. Tuning in. Good shit. Well...
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
For the first time in forever, Club Talk's back. When was the last episode? 6, 7 months ago?
It was a long time ago, but we ain't gonna talk about that. Let's go ahead and get the ball rolling. Hey, so check it out. So today we brought y'all on to talk about dictatorships and MCs that vote shit and like the different types of MCs and kind of y'all experience with that and our experience, and we just gonna kind of have a discussion about that. First thing I wanted to touch on, what's the difference between a dictatorship and a democracy when it comes to MCs?
A dictatorship and a democracy when it comes to motorcycle clubs.
Yup.
Well, in my experience, it's either one guy telling every single person what to do, what they can and cannot do, and pretty much like cracking the whip on them constantly for just random stupid shit.
Right.
And
Which when you think of dictatorship, we generally all think negative like terms, right? Because that's where it's at. Because I'm sure that everyone here agrees that the best way to run a club is with democracy and votes and all that kind of stuff, which I also agree with that. But there are clubs that do work with a dictatorship, and you kind of have to play devil's advocate a little bit here and think, yeah, it may be a little bit shitty, but sometimes it has its benefits.
I think some players like that, just one guy telling everybody what to do and everybody follows his agenda and his rules and his type of personality and persona he wants to put off for the club. I think some people like that shit. So if it works for them, fine. But I feel like it takes away from the whole family part of it as far as an MC goes.
yeah, very true. And then also having like your own creativity and being able to like express your own personality.
I agree with Alec there.
Yeah. When it comes to things like that, it never really works when it comes to being a dictatorship. It takes a team to build what you're trying to do.
No, not a team, a family. It's like I would rather fight with people that I respect than fight people I'm told to fight with.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But there are. You can say there's some ease with that kind of stuff. I would say it's definitely easier to do a dictatorship. People who follow a dictatorship obviously looking for some kind of order. They're looking for a lot of structure, maybe a bit too much structure. But they want this guy to kind of, whoever it is in charge, to kind of fulfill, especially the role as a president. It's very tricky within the MC community because you do have to lead. A president does have to lead in a dictatorship, or without not in a dictatorship. You need to show some kind of leadership if you're in that role. Because otherwise, why are you there? You know. So, but you need to know the limit of, okay, where do I stop?
Yeah. This my opinion, bro. I think a leader in a club that votes things is way better than a leader in a club that just follows whatever that guy says. Because when you're in a club that votes things and operates like a family, then it tests your things as a leader, because you can't just say, hey, this is what I want to do and we're going to do it like this because that's what the fuck I want to do. You can't do that because you're a family. You all have a say in it. You have to look at what's best for the club, how the rest of the club is going to see it. And you have to make any decision you make is going to be on behalf of the club, and it's not going to be like, oh, this guy said do it. Whereas in a dictatorship, the guy's just like, well, fuck how the rest of y'all feel. I'm going to do it this way. And they just have to be like, oh, well, let me swallow that bullet and do what the fuck the prayers say.
Yeah, I mean, which is... Yeah, sorry, I'll let you go.
Like, I would rather have a club or a family come up to me and we sit down at a table and discuss what's going on, rather than just the president or the leader saying, well, we're going to do this and this, we're killing these guys. No, I'd rather, hey, let's have a vote. Do we want to be friendly with these guys? Do we not want to be friendly, shoot if shot at, or do we just want to fuck these guys up? That's what I would rather have, being told to shoot at somebody.
Yeah, I mean, 100%. When a leader of a dictatorship is like, okay, I'm going to lead the club through my decisions. In democracy, you still have to lead the club through the club's decisions. And that's where it's kind of done in that. And I think a lot of people don't like the word, they don't really like the word lead, as in, like a president needs to lead stuff. I think a lot of people are afraid of that kind of power distribution, But you shouldn't be afraid of that. A good leader will make it seem like he's not leading at all, but he'll be there to help, to guide, that kind of stuff.
Like, let's say, sorry, kid, go.
It's a delicate balance when it comes to democracy. I've been a VP of 2 MCs before, and I got to see the good and the bad when it comes to that. But I also been in a dictatorship before, and I see it's a lot of bad that can come from that if you don't have the right person in charge.
Yeah.
But I could see where it could work with the right person. If the right person was in charge, I could see where it could be slightly easier than a democracy. Because then it's like, don't have to vote. We're gonna follow out our president's decision. He's gonna lead us through it. If people want to be in that thing, I'm not gonna say fuck you. You're fucking stupid. Don't be in that thing. If you're looking for a dictatorship, go join the club as dictatorship. But just you gotta be extremely careful about who's appointed.
I think what keeps people in those clubs is that it's easy. They're just going and they're doing whatever that guy says.
No disagreements.
They don't really put too much thought into anything. They're just going. I think when the problem arises is when that guy starts doing everything for himself. Like, oh, this is just for me. We're gonna do this because I want to do it. Blah 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 blah. And then people start disagreeing with him, and of course he's gonna pull his rank. Like, oh, I'm the press. Blah blah blah. Even if you're in a dictatorship, that isn't something you should be doing. You know what I'm saying? You the leader. You're supposed to be showing leadership and shit like that. You shouldn't just be blowing people off, regardless if it's a dictatorship or not. Blowing people off.
Like, I'd rather be in a club.
It's funny because somebody just commented we was gay.
I got a message. Fuck you, Day Day, and your gay ass club talk. Suck my long muffler.
I bet you it's the people pretending. I bet you it's the people pretending to be us, Creed, making episodes of Club Talk like they.
He named you in the comment, man. He said, "Fuck you, Day Day."
Damn, that's some deep hatred right there.
Go to Day Day's live stream if you want to go tell him to fuck himself.
He doesn't like you. Like, man, Day exposed me on fucking down tryhards, man. Fuck this dude, man.
Alright, anyway, somebody was finna say something before we started talking about people being gay.
I would rather be in a club that lives like the Wolves of Liberty. We say, go ahead and play other games. Strikers, you guys can play other games while other members are online, right?
Yeah, we play. Of course, we play other games. We play other games together.
Yeah. Fuck it. You know what? I'll be nice. Like, I would rather be able to play other games. And it's like, if somebody tells me, hey, I need help, I'll switch over from that game to GTA to help them out. But then I'm going right back to my other game with, if everybody's okay with it. I'm not trying to be, hey, you got to be on GTA from the time you get on to from the time you get off.
Of course,
That's the main difference between a dictatorship and a brotherhood.
Yeah, that shit can get very, very fucking annoying.
To go slightly off track, yeah, that's definitely... You don't want to fatigue your guys. You don't want to be like, look, come on boys, get on every day, every single hour, I have to do this, because it's going to wear them out. It really is, especially in a club. You're going to be like, fuck, the people are going to start seeing it like a chore. And that's why it's good to have a good activity system to keep people active, but not have them fucking, be there every hour, forced to do that, because that's how you get fucked, and that's why people lose interest.
Yeah, it goes from having fun and being around people that you trust and actually like playing the game with to, alright, well, shit, this went from being a game to being a second fucking job, and I don't want to do this.
See, but shit like that can happen in a democracy as well, because if they already have rules set in place that set you up to be, suck in the game, then you know what I'm saying, it's already gonna suck. But I think it's important for people to realize that coming in, because that's information that should be given to you way before you get into the club. Like, that information should be provided to your ass.
Yeah, it should already be put in the bylaws.
Some clubs don't even allow prospects and hang-arounds to read the bylaws until they're a patch member. I've seen that happen a few times. Not too common, but I've seen it happen a few times. I know it's a big thing in real life as well, where a lot of the 1% out there bikers don't allow their prospects to read the bylaws and shit, which is like, man, how do you fucking sign up for something you don't even know what it is?
I'm not answering that question because it has nothing to do with the topic.
Well, I don't give a fuck about the topic, man. We're doing an MC fucking talk. It's club talk. As a brief example. Alright, dickhead. It's not a fucking script. Let me fucking pull out a script and fucking read the whole fucking thing here, shall I? Cunt.
No, I'm saying it doesn't have anything to do with the topic, and I don't feel like talking about 1% again.
We're not talking about 1% again, asshole.
The dude just asked me a question on the live stream, Creed. What the fuck are you talking about?
Fuck you, Daddy.
Shut the fuck up. Just shut the fuck up.
Fuck you, man.
Alright, so Weenie asks, for y'all guys, what is the positive and negative aspects of the MC community?
Tryhards.
Stay there, then.
Lately, you want to be talking.
Fucking right.
I ain't got much room to talk either, man. Hell, after my past and everything of being like strict 1%, I got an open weapon wheel. And the only things that I don't have is a minigun and a grenade launcher. And if I see a tryhard blowing me up, I'm gonna blow his fucking ass up.
Okay, no, but being serious is, I hate those flying bikes. That's a big negative. It's like, what MC actually lets you ride around on flying, the oppressors, that's what they're called. Fuck, why can't I think of that?
I don't get fucked by none of that.
No, it's like, I hate that. It's like, Mongols right around in it. There's another MC I
Dude,
caught.
that's just that's a
come
whole
on.
nother fucking.
It's Mongols, bro. That's not an MC, bro. Come on now. Come on.
No, there's another.
Mongols is
God.
just
To acknowledge them, is just
TDM.
don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
They're
Metalheads.
a
That's what they were.
TDMC. That's what they are. It's just a TDM crew trying to be an MC.
They're not even that.
Metalheads MC. They were running on our oppressors. All like 6 of their members in the lobby. I'm like, yeah, because that's total 1%.
So,
And then,
when it comes to what was that?
I was saying some MCs with programs, they make the MC look bad. MC community in general look bad. A lot of people.
Yeah, fucking programs, dude.
To me, I don't care whether they driving cars, flying bikes, using programs, blah blah blah. I don't care. That's all part of combat shit. I couldn't care less about that. What I like about the MC community, he's probably right. I'm above violence, so I don't care. But what I find cool about the MC community is the way we all come together. Whether we're fucking, beefing or whatever, but the way we come together and just, show a love for the biker culture. The ones, just the little bit of us that do. That shit's fucking cool. That's the best part of it. I don't think nothing's better than that. As far as the bad parts in it, I don't really see too much bad unless focusing on shit like that.
big plus. Full throttle Thursday. That's the positive.
Shout out to XLDMC, the new boys.
Yeah, like Full Throttle Thursday, people having like decent events. Just even like impromptu rides. Like that one day I just came up and was chilling with you, Day Day, and it was like half the lobby just came in, had tryhards, everything, all of them. Like the whole lobby, we were all just riding around the map.
Yeah, there was impromptu events. Would you say, when you think about, say if we go dictatorship shit again, real quick, I was thinking about this earlier. In, say if somebody wanted to roleplay a real life MC, that's kind of what a lot of us do. They roleplay our outlaw 1%ers, that kind of stuff. Obviously, it means there's differences by 100%, but say if somebody wanted to come on and roleplay as much of that as possible, do you think they would lean more towards the dictator side? Because, I think that, especially in real life, a president has a lot more lead power, especially in these outlaw 1%er clubs in real life. So if somebody wanted to replicate something like that or roleplay that harder, would their club be more dictator centralized?
Yes, definitely. That or they'd run through a council.
Which,
yes and no.
Because I feel like the more democracy ones are the 99ers in real life. Like the riding clubs and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
Which is different. There, you
I think we all kind of what?
I was saying something, but I fucking forgot. Oh, I fucking forgot. Carry on.
What the fuck?
Okay.
Anyway.
Hold on. Like, Wolves of Liberty, we're a real life MC. This is a real life MC. We keep it just like they do in real life that we do on the game. It's like, how many MCs do you see out there that will sit here and be like, oh, well, we're a real life MC, and the next thing you know, they're in a jet blowing everybody up. It's like, because that makes sense.
I'm about to block Joe.
What's going on?
Joe.
He's talking a lot of trash in the chat.
Yeah, it's just annoying because I can hear that fucking like robot thing. Yeah, our Joe.
Fucking Joe, man.
Shrimp dick.
So, I think we all kind of touched on it a little bit, the way that we felt about dictatorship or whatever. But could you really say if it's a good or a bad thing? Because I could see it being good, I could also see it being bad, as long as the person, it depends on the person who's doing it. because it's almost like if you go too far with it, and the aspects of like, and I'm just throwing an example out there because I don't know how fucking dictatorships work. But if you're one of them people that be like, hey, can't nobody else get their hair cut like mine, can't nobody else ride this bike, you can't fucking, you know what I'm saying? Dumbass shit, bro. Like that you could clearly tell that's geared towards that person and them having an ego and being the center of attention and running their club.
Right. Which
I think that's when it's bad, but it could be good if the person's like, you know, keeping the club's interest in mind and, you know, how everybody else feels.
You make me a fucking dictator, man? Fuck me. I'll have that shit running like a well-oiled machine. Be fucking done. Give me ultimate power over everything. It'd be fucking snap, 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 snap. Done.
Somebody would be like, yo, Creed, we don't want to do that. Creed be like, fuck y'all, we doing it because I like it. That would be Creed. That would be Creed.
Oh man, I'd be like, fuck you, we're doing it because I know best.
Exactly. You're like, that's it.
That's the definition of a dictator.
I can see Creed kicking everybody. Oh, you don't want to do it? Kicked.
Bro. Do you guys take that, because I know over here, we take that so seriously, like the kicking of a member is a big deal. Especially when a member doesn't want to go and you're kicking them. I was wondering if do you guys take that, like, super fucking seriously? Is it just like a cold, obviously you vote on it, right, because you're a democracy kind of club. But is it unanimous where everyone fucking has to agree and shit?
Well, it's pretty much everybody has a vote on it. And let's say somebody is super inactive, doesn't really, you know, show any interest anymore in the club, isn't on kick talking to any of us, you know, stuff like that. We'll try to talk to them individually, be like, yo, what's going on? We you know, try to see what the problem is. If they still don't want to speak to any of us, you know, all right, we all go to Wanted, our president, and tell him, hey, look, we've all tried speaking to this dude, and he will not respond to any of us. And that's when he'll bring it to the table for everybody to vote on whether or not to kick them. Now, once they get kicked, they can either leave on good terms or bad terms. If they leave on bad terms, they're going to get shot every fucking time that they're seen.
Yeah.
But if they leave on good terms, you know, hey, you know, we're still friends, we can still hang out, you know, stuff like that.
I mean, because that links into it, because there are a lot of fucking, I always hear the story of, oh, my fucking prez went fucking mad and fucking kicked everyone out of the cruise. And you, especially back in the day, you used to hear that all the time. Oh, my president kicked everyone out because everyone disagreed with them. And I think it does show a strong club if whether you can change leadership via votes. If your club has survived a leadership change, that's a big deal. That's a big deal to get past that. Because it proves that, for one, it proves everyone, hey, the president's not power hungry, which is one. Like our founder, and was president for a long time, he's a sergeant at arms now, and he couldn't be happier. It's, and that kind of, it shows evolution in the club.
I'm on here too.
Well, also, you know, being a president, you have a lot of stress on you. Like, you have a lot of stress, and you have to have a certain type of mentality to be able to control that role, so to say, you know. And back to, you know, what I was saying about leaving on good terms and bad terms. When I left Banshees, I'm still on good terms with them. You know, I'll still talk to them. I still talk to Felix. I talk to Slick. I talk to Baby Thrasher every now and again. But I'm not like in a party talking to them. I don't, you know,
was that
do anything.
Were those like personal reasons for leaving, or was that just you weren't feeling the club anymore?
It was just It was kind of like a little bit of both.
Right.
It gotten to the point to where I I was constantly like sabotaging myself on purpose. Not meaning to, but still doing it.
Right.
Like
And
subconsciously.
yeah, like I was subconsciously doing it like over and over and over again. And Felix and them, they sat me down multiple times, and like the last time they sat me down, they're like, dude, we're getting sick and tired of having this conversation. And I agreed with them. So I left, and when I left on good terms. So if I see them out there, fighting Mongols or
Somebody that's worth shooting.
yeah, pretty much
Yeah.
somebody that's worth shooting, go out there and I'll go out there and I'll help them. And a lot of the wolves, they'll come with me and help me, and uh,
That's
the
what you.
main reason I joined. Go ahead, Greek.
That's what. So you feel a lot better in wolves now. You can definitely. You can tell the difference, right, between back then and now.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's a huge difference, man. Banshees are if any the best way I can put it, man. If anybody thinks that they can go into Banshees and prospect for them and will be a full patch, the best of luck to you. Because while I was there, we had probably 12 hangarounds, and only one of them is still around. One of them is a full patch and is still there.
That sounds like RMC. We go through the motherfuckers like clockwork.
Like it's not an easy task. It takes a lot of patience, and a lot of people don't want to wait. They want like instant gratification. They're like, hey, I've been here a week. Can I be full patch? Like, no.
Yeah, I mean, a
When I
lot of
was in
people,
Banshees, I was there for like
especially
4
when people
months.
get patched in as well, it comes to the point of they need that gratification still, and then when they can't find it, that's when you get the people that get shaky. Like they'll fly through their prospect stage and they'll get everything good. They'll be there forever, and then when they get it, they'll get a bit fucked up because they don't know what the next stage is.
Well,
Where
you
it
see,
comes,
I'm
club
glad you
life
brought that
normally
up.
is supposed to be you chilling out with your boys, hanging out, having a laugh and being at a club. And if you're not okay with that, then if you always need to be patching guys in, or you always need to be doing really cool stuff and doing this and that kind of stuff, those moments do happen, and they're good, but you shouldn't just be in the club for it to happen. You want to be in the club
Yeah.
to be in the club.
Well, I am glad that you brought that up because me myself, when I still have my single solo patch, and when I came here, it was a patch over.
Right.
Kid Mega was also a patch over.
Which is, you were friends beforehand and then they patched your club over into Wolves.
I
Yeah,
can't hold
it
this in.
is.
This is a horrible thing. I was about to say.
You said you're gay?
Yeah, I did. That shit gay.
You said you're gay, man?
No, I said that shit gay.
No, man, it sounded like
Fuck.
you sounded like you coughed and said, I'm gay.
I've been.
Oh, maybe so. Maybe I want your booty.
See, I was friends with Wolves of Liberty while I was still in Banshees, and I'm on like early in the mornings and stuff like that, and so when I got on, I would see them, doing stand your grounds and stuff like that, and I go up there, they bro love me, I bro love them back. I'd see like randoms and tryhards come up there and try and, fuck with them, and I start fucking them up. And then once I went solo, I was still pretty much, finally able to sit down, speak with them, you know, get to know every single person in there, and I was enjoying myself, you know, like hanging out with them, having laughs with them, you know, and that's what made me want to come back to the MC community.
Okay, having, because most of y'all been in dictatorships as well as democracies. What would y'all say are the positive and negative effects of both sides of it? Like, you know,
The positive, the MC side is the brotherhood as well as the sisterhood of it, and just coming together with other MCs, uh, having rides, doing events, stuff like Full Throttle Thursdays, in the cut by Dirty Worker or stuff like that. That's the
Or
positive
club
things of the
talk.
MC club talk, and
you fucking stupid. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead. Go ahead.
yeah, the negative side of it is you have a lot of snake in the grass MCs that's around here that that love to start shit for really no reason. Just to go start it. And that
And
really ain't
also,
trying to be.
my bad, kid, keep going.
Go ahead.
I didn't mean to cut you off, man. I just wanted to say also in dictatorship kind of MCs, you also see favoritism a whole lot more than you do in, you know, democracy ones. Because in democracy ones, it's not that much favoritism.
Yeah, I mean,
Can't be, because you have to be everyone's favorite.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't work.
And then in dictatorship, it's like, all right, this one person fucks up, they get punished. This other person fucks up, they get punished. But the first person that got fucking punished, their punishment was 10 times worse for doing something very stupid. And then the second person, their punishment was like hardly nothing, and they did like some straight up nasty 99er shit.
Do you think that these dictatorship clubs, do you think a lot of them even know that they've been a dictatorship? Do you think a lot of them?
I think really what happens is these clubs start off giving their president a lot of power, right? And he probably runs it pretty smoothly to begin with. I think what happens is all that power goes to his head. Over time, he's in it for himself, because obviously he's had people come and go through the MC. So he feels like only his way of work, because he's seen it all. Everyone else has it. They just got there. So it's his way or the highway, and that's what it becomes. Just that fucking downward spiral where this guy is just over everyone, instead of what it originally started off as, you know, him making decisions and everyone else, you know, sharing their ideas with him, and him.
Yeah, which I would say that probably,
that.
and you can tell that a lot of these people, they love their club a fuck ton, and they want what's best for their club, but they don't see how them not leading it is what's best for the club. Like, they're kind of blinded to that. Like, so you said.
Yeah, that's like another reason why I left Banshees too, was because I could see that me being there and constantly, you know, subconsciously like fucking up over and over and over again does not look good for them.
Right.
So I was just like, yeah, it'd just be best if I'm by myself.
So you loved that club, you know? You were in it.
Oh, I still love them.
Yeah.
Dude, it took me about 4.5, 5 months just to get my full patch. Like, when you get your full patch over there, you know that you've earned it.
Yeah.
And by the time that happens, you have deep love for every single person in there, because they will help you out personally. Because Baby Thrasher, he bought me a brand new controller when my other one broke. And then Felix, he got me PlayStation Play Now or whatever it is, where you play like a bunch of games. he got that for me before Red Dead 2 came out, so we could all get on like the original Red Dead and play that. You know, like.
Yeah, I met Banshees a couple times. They're good
Still
guys.
have love for it. But
Right, so not to be a dick or
I like
anything,
going
but
by
I gotta
myself.
be at work at 6, so I'm gonna have to go.
Get your bitch ass on.
Well,
Nobody
thank
wants
you
you
for
here
your
anyway. Bye,
contribution,
bitch.
Elite. You know,
No,
you really,
bitch. Nobody wanted you here. Leave
you
now.
really
Bye.
spoke a lot.
Get the fuck out
You
of
really,
here.
you
Get
really,
out
you
of
really
here,
spoke.
pussy ass
You really
bitch.
spoke a lot
With your
this
dumb ass
episode,
leg
Elite.
tattoos
You really
and your ugly
contributed
ass
to
face.
everything. You fucking idiot.
Mongoloid.
You know what? You no hairline having ass, you big forehead bitch.
You can't talk about nobody with them teeth missing out your mouth. Oh my god, I'm
Oh
sorry.
no,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
not on the
So sorry that
episode.
your mouth got fucked up, bitch. Fuck you.
Oh jeez.
I love Elite, man.
Yeah.
I love it.
Everybody
boy.
loves you, Elite. He's crazy as shit.
But back to the subject before we keep on bashing on Elite. So do y'all think? Because I think everybody agrees, you know, democracies build on that family type of atmosphere. You know, everybody has equal say, everybody has a vote. You know, so everybody's opinion matters. So it builds on that family type of atmosphere where everyone is respected. Whereas a dictatorship can be either toxic or it can be good, depending on if the leader's good. So I guess the question I want to ask is, could you see a dictatorship as a family?
I think it's
So at
very
the end of
easy.
the day, that's what we all care about, you know?
I think it's very easy to see a dictatorship as a family.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can, but you also have to watch out because you can have that good family, but you can also within that family have a very toxic kind of person that will fuck it up for other people.
Yeah, people let one rotten egg spoil a whole batch. Usually, you know, just because say the president's a fucking asshole. In one of those clubs, you could fuck these other guys could be your brothers, you know, and to get past that is quite difficult. That some of these guys are looking out for you, some might not be.
I came from one MC, then I went to a couple of them. It had their issues with the how it was run and how stuff was handled. It ended up shutting a lot of them MCs down, and it's just a lot of with the. I think some people want to be dictatorships.
Yeah, no, I think it is some people that like being told what to do. I think we all kind of said the only way dictatorship would work is if they did it almost as if it was a democracy. Like everyone opinion mattered to that dictator, right? He made his decisions based off their opinions. It may not be a vote there, they may not have a say, but he's listening to them and making his choices based off what he's heard. That would be the best type of dictatorship.
Yeah,
I agree.
I agree.
What makes y'all think? What makes y'all shit? How do I word this?
It's okay.
Why do y'all think people enjoy being in dictatorships where the guy just tells them what to do? Because obviously there's people that enjoy that. They stay in those clubs. They keep listening to that guy. They keep doing what he says. I think a lot of them are younger kids and stuff, but there's adults that do it as well. What do y'all think kind of draws them into that and keeps them in there?
They could. This is my thinking. They could have. Oh shit, my brain ain't working. Self-respect issues and like problems within themselves, to where they can't make decisions for themselves. So they go to those type of crews and hang around with those type of people that, instead of, standing up and being a leader yourself, they'd rather, fall in and follow somebody and be like, all right, I like the way that this person's doing this, I'm going to follow them.
A lot of people just, they want the easy route. They want I don't want to think about stuff, I don't want to have to make decisions. I don't want to have to actually make calls, so I'm gonna just do this club here where all that stuff is sorted for me, and I can just be part of an MC. There are people that think that way.
Me, I like helping build a brotherhood or sister. And I was in one dictatorship that it worked pretty good. They had the final say, but they also allowed us to bring stuff to them, talk about it, sit down, and they made decisions based off of that. Like if we want to put this such and such on KOS, and we want to make this person an ally, and we want to make this a ceasefire. It worked pretty good, and that's why a lot of people end up returning to that crew a lot. So I've seen the positives of it working, but I also seen the negatives because in certain ways it doesn't feel like a complete family like it should be, like an MC, like an MC that
I
runs.
agree with you.
It's a lot of positivity. Like here, I wouldn't have joined here if I felt that it was gonna be a bunch of shit. Let's put it like that.
Yeah.
I've known this crew about 4 years. Like Wanted the Prayers. I've been knowing them since I started in the MC community. And we kept a relationship out through this time. And it just so happened I was just out by myself and just kind of looking around, seeing what my next place was gonna be. And I just started for like a month straight. I was playing with these guys. Elliot, Phil, me and Elliot used to fight.
Yeah,
I told him about
that. We were always fighting each other.
Yeah, so and he ended up being like me and him are very close. And we came over. We pretty much you could say we came over here together. I joined first, and he came a little bit after me. And
yeah, it probably won't like 2 weeks after you join is when I joined.
Yeah. And it's been the best decision I ever made because I feel like it's chance to grow here. So that's why I love the democracy of this MC. Nobody shuts you down. Everybody tries to build you up. We work together as a family.
The only time I shut somebody down is when they start running their damn mouth and they just hang around.
They ain't got no business. They got no business.
Got no business talking.
Yeah, they get slapped up a little bit.
We had a hang around come in and talk about we said something about adding something to the patch.
Yeah, motherfucker came in his first day. He was like, "Hey, maybe we should add this to the patch." I'm like, "Man, what you mean we?"
Who the fuck is you? Like what? Man, that's crazy. So
we had a hang around, man, that literally was just, I don't know, he was back talking every full patch, like every officer, and he would get like a real bad attitude and shit. And like Day, you know me, I'm a pretty chill, laid back dude, and I'm kind of quiet. But when I was standing there and I kept hearing that shit, and it got to me, it got my blood boiling. And I went off on his ass, and when I went off on him, the entire fucking crew went quiet.
That's because your ass be quiet. Like, when motherfuckers speak, they don't be talking that much. People listen when they talk.
And he wanted to start back talking me, so I just kept stabbing him over and over and over again until I made him rage quit and get off the fucking game.
We have the ability here to, any full patch member can kick any prospect or hang around for whenever they want. That's an ability. I think that's quite important for us because I'm very much by the fact that if you don't, even if one brother doesn't want somebody in the club, then it kind of defeats the whole purpose of why we're here.
I think that's why it makes it so hard to get into, because not only do you have to become accepted as a brother, everyone has to see you as a friend before you even make it to that point. So if anyone decides at some point that they don't like your ass, you gone. Like, it's over with.
Yep.
Because they gonna call it themselves.
If you piss off someone, man, if you piss someone off, the wrong person, then you done.
Shit over
I
with.
like that. That's a good idea too. It's good to have that.
Which it can be difficult though.
These shit you pointed out. But this person at the beginning ain't gonna be good for your MC. You might well just go and get rid of it. It ain't gonna work.
I tell people all the time, like if you and one person that's hanging around don't get along and you a full patch member, kick the motherfucker. There's no reason why he should come into the club and y'all got animosity towards each other. Like, get him the fuck out of here. If y'all can't be brothers, I don't want to be his brother either. Like, you know what I'm saying? Get him out of here.
Yeah, I agree with you. Because at the end of the day, man, like, this is a family. Like,
Yeah.
how Striker and MC, y'all are a family. Y'all know each other very well. And for an outsider to come in, you know, and then one person is like, yo, I don't like this motherfucker. And yeah, that motherfucker is not going to stay around.
He finna get gone, because I don't give a damn, bro.
And
You
the
say you don't
longer,
like him, that's good enough for me.
I find the longer between where you patch people, then the harder it is for people to come in, because just naturally you become so attached to these guys that you have. When a newcomer comes in, you're so skeptical, you know. You're just like, man, who are you? It's because you've bonded with these guys, and you're like, it's almost impossible to try and get that kind of bond with that person, like in any reasonable amount of time, because you've known these guys for years. I've known Diddy for 2 years, you know.
Yeah. Not only that, but over time, you'll build tradition within your MC. When I say that, I mean like Hayes and the way you talk to each other. Like when other people run into you, they might think y'all talking in code, because that's just the way y'all communicate with each other. Nobody else can understand.
It's real language.
You can
That's what
bullshit
it
with
is.
your brother, but if fucking hanging around comes in and starts bullshitting, you know, hey,
Yeah,
man,
bro. We like, who the fuck is you? Like, oh no, shut your ass up. Like, you know what I'm saying? We over here
nobody
clowning
asked
and
you
shit.
a fucking thing.
We've had animals make the mistake millions of times, because you see how we talk to each other all the time, and hang around, they think they can jump on that. And you know, hold on a second.
Yeah. I remember. That's what happened with old boy, because he came in this bitch and was talking shit with everybody, and it was cool. Then he fucked around, got in his feelings. We do that to each other all the time. It ain't no problem for us. Obviously, that's not something he was down with. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't his tradition. It wasn't something they do in his MC. He wasn't cool with it. Okay, get your ass the fuck from around us.
Oh, you talking about Natalie?
Yeah, motherfucker was hurt. He's still hurt to this day. Like, bruh, that's what we do, bro. Get out your feelings. Get from around us then. Like, gone somewhere. Shit don't make no sense. You're crying about people calling you ugly. You're ugly. It's okay.
We joke around, we play around, we might talk shit to each other, but we don't go past to piss somebody off or.
Oh, nah,
And
bruh.
outsiders might not. We ain't being disrespectful towards each other. We just talking shit.
Yeah, nah, we'll rip each other apart, bro.
Yeah, man.
Don't let
Having a
y'all.
little brother, you know, I'm
Cry
gonna
your
beat
ass
the
for me,
shit out
man.
of him, but if you touch him, I'm gonna kill you.
Hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah. we will rip each other apart and build each other back up, bro. Like
Right?
that's how it is, bro. Like, and if you come over here trying that shit, wanting to slice somebody up, you finna get it from all of us. And if you get in your feelings about it, you ain't had no business coming over here fucking with us anyway.
Some people can't take it, some people can.
Yeah, bro.
I'm even keel. Some days you'll hear me cracking jokes, fucking around with people. Then some days I'm just back chilling, just watching.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Yeah,
we
you
kind of
late,
talked
Killer
about,
King. You late as fuck. So it's on the live stream.
Stupid. What's the what do y'all think are signs people need to look for when their dictatorship going sour? Because obviously we've already talked about what ways a dictatorship could work. If they was doing it right, it could work almost as good as a democracy. Obviously there'd be some things missing that, you know, people like us wouldn't want to be in it for, but it could work. What are the signs to where you know, okay, this shit is going sour? What do you think, you know, people need to look for?
A steady flow of people just going out.
and you really ain't bringing that many back in, that should let you know that the shit you putting out there is not working.
Yeah, I mean, the signs like I'm not gonna mention his name, but there was this club that we were friends with, and one of his members got into an altercation with another club that he was cool with. He then proceeded, because this club threatened him, he then proceeded to kick out his member.
You talking about Freshie? You talking about Freshie?
Yeah, okay.
You talking about
Good
Freshie?
shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna say his name, Freshie.
I wanted to keep it kind of low key, man, you know?
I don't give a fuck. You talking about
It
Freshie?
ain't low key no more.
It ain't low key,
But,
motherfucker. We high key.
But yeah, well, Freshie, he kicked out one of his dudes because he got into an altercation with a club, and that club then threatened to, oh, we're gonna shoot you. So then Freshie kicked out a patch member of his club, for that, and that's one of the signs, I would say, a big sign, making big calls like that without calling a vote.
Yeah. Yeah, he even did that with the later on. Well, the reason we ended up cutting ties with him, because they all had something different to say about that, and they were like, "Nah, we don't support that," but he did it anyway.
Oh, that was because what's his name?
Drama.
Yeah, we had a altercation happen a few days back where it was, I can't remember the name of this crew, but even if I did, I wouldn't say it, but dude came up behind me, and we're the type of crew, we're not going to shoot unless you shoot us.
Right.
And so I seen a dude come up behind me, so I turned my camera around and I was looking, and I seen him pointing his gun. So I went and hit this ramp and spun around behind him and started headed up towards him, and I was just pointing my gun back at him like, "Don't be doing this shit." And then he just started unloading. Well, he goes and tells our president, "Hey, I was just shooting the ground."
Damn.
And I was like, Well, I got proof that he was not just shooting the ground. He was shooting right next to my head, but missing horribly. So I screenshot it and I sent it to my president. He sent it to his president, and it got handled.
Yeah, which is, I mean, especially if there's no evidence. Say if your brother comes to you and tells you something, or someone tells you about your brother, there needs to be evidence, and you always take but even if you believe this to 100%, you always take your patch member's word if there's no evidence. I think you have to. It's an obligation. Because I trust that if fucking someone from another club, Gunslinger, I trust Gunslinger is my boy. If he told me one of my guys did something, I have no reason to think Gunslinger would lie or anything. But I'd ask my member, and if he denied it, I'd have to believe my member, because it's just obligated at that point. You've earned that trust between each other.
Yeah.
I don't think you can do that in a dictatorship, because everyone's trying to suck up to the big man, I think that's what
I learned a long time ago to always have my shit recording. So if something like that I just described, if something like that was to happen, I can go back and save that clip and go back and look at it and be like, look, I have proof of this.
See, in our club though, with that, we had that specific situation. Had the guy not pointed a gun at anybody, and one of our guys shot them, yes, we'd be like, "Oh, bro, we don't do that." But there wouldn't be any punishment for it. He's allowed to make his own decisions. The only time that it becomes a problem is when he's making a decision on behalf of the entire club. Like if it's a club we're friendly with and he decides he's finna shoot him in the head for no reason. Okay, bro, what's going on? Come on, we all decided we was gonna be friends. But some random ass club that he ran into that was pointing his gun or not pointing his gun, and he decided to shoot him, that's his own decision. Is we all gonna be cool with it? Probably not. Would we have something to say about it? Yeah, we probably would. But would the dude catch any punishment with providing proof or not? Nah, he probably wouldn't. That's not, you know what I'm saying? I don't see any reason why he should. He's capable of making his own decisions.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how you would. I don't in a dictatorship club. I don't know how you would stop the suck fest. You know, how would you?
There isn't really a way to stop that. Like
it would be so fake though, wouldn't it? It would just be like you don't know if this
yeah.
guy's trying to be your brother, or you don't know if he's just trying to suck up to you. I don't know if you could tell the difference.
Yeah, I've witnessed that a lot, and I'm pretty sure so is Mega over here. And it's
You know what, Creed?
That's just straight up pathetic when people do that. Like they'll just suck up to a higher rank.
You know what? It's funny that you mention that because that makes sense. Because in a democracy, we're all good. The rest, everyone else is gonna notice it. Like, why you sucking the president dick? Get the fuck out of here! Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? And nobody. That's it. But in a dictatorship, everyone sucks his dick. He's the dictator. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like.
That's why Day sucks up to me so much.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
I like how you said that, and your character like turned his head towards Creed instantly like.
Don't want to be airing out of business, you know. Yeah.
How much? I think we're kind of getting to the end of the episode.
We're about 4 minutes left.
Question. Yeah. How much power do y'all think a president should have? Democracy or dictatorship? How much power should a president have? And y'all's personal opinions.
I want to say 50-50. You know, he's the president. He makes the rules, but he should also sit down with his members and make sure that everybody's okay with certain rules.
There needs to be
There needs to be a balance.
Yeah, 100%. There needs to be a balance of he can't have too little power. I know people, what's too little power? But too little power is what's the point of him even being president in the first place? I think a good organization does need a leader. I think that is a thing. But then you can hold it to a limit. And it's a difficult thing to actually get perfect. I don't think anyone can really get it perfect.
I think once you got a good system going, you could take more power off of the president. Meaning, once the whole system is set in place, I don't see any reason why the president will need a lot of power because the bylaws hold all the power. You all follow the bylaws. Unless you decide to change them as a club, then they will run the club themselves. All the president needs to do is fucking listen. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's pretty much all he needs to do. Listen and lead. That's about it.
Yeah, like I agree. Like if you have the system set up the way that it should be, and it's like a well-oiled running machine, you know, put some of that power and put some of that power towards, you know, the vice president and so on and so forth.
Yeah, a good president really needs to use his hierarchy 100%. If you're not using a hierarchy, you're not a good president. There's a reason you have a vice president, there's a reason you have a sergeant at arms, there's a reason you have a secretary and enforcer. Use them to your full extent.
Yeah, each one of them has a role to play, and if the president doesn't give them that role to play, then what's the point of having that?
I think it's important for every member of the club to hold those officers accountable as well. It can't just be the president saying, hey, this is what you're supposed to be doing, blah, 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 blah. Everyone in the club should know what that officer position should be doing. Everyone should know. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So if they see that he ain't doing it, they need to be calling that shit. Like, bro, hey, you ain't doing your fucking job. I can see that, and I'm just a patch member. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I think that's... Continue.
When it comes to a dictatorship, you gotta be able to bring all that together, and even though you that final say, you gotta be open-minded, at least listen to what your crew gotta say. That's when you have a strong dictatorship.
And on those final words, we wrap up the 16th episode of this shitty fucking thing again.
This bullshit ass motherfucking shit.
That's
Club
back.
talk.
It's fucking back.
Club
We'll be back
talk.
maybe next Friday or
Club
something.
talk.
Don't take our word for it. It took 6 months last time. We're over. It's the last episode ever. It's gone. It's done. Everyone in the chat, you're stupid for watching it. You should feel ashamed of yourselves.